Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, et toi?
Je suis bien.
That's it.
Good job. How you doing?
I'm good, Rachelle. How are you?
Oh, it's been a week.
It has been. It has been one whole week, and I missed you.
I missed you too. It's way too long since we were dancing and having our girls' night, eh?
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
It was super fun.
So,
what do you think we're going to talk about today?
well, today, I don't know. Are there any clues?
I don't know.
I feel like I should be opposite. There we go.
We're cute.
We're going to have a hopping good time. Then.
Oh, we are going to have a hopping good time. It's going to be excellent.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay.
All right. This is Ben's.
Hit me with it.
All right. We're going to talk about Easter. And probably a little more specifically about the Easter Bunny because I didn't realize there was so much to Easter. So I really
thought we were going to end up having our religious conversation today.
Yeah, it always seems to happen.
Okay.
Let me preface this by I don't mean any disrespect to the people who are religious.
Not at all.
You do you.
Mm-hmm. We support you. But we're going to talk about you. We might talk about you.
No, those were the things I shouldn't say. Okay, yeah. Moving on. All right, so the Easter Bunny. I wanted to look into this a little bit because, where does the Easter Bunny come from? Just like we got Santa at Christmas and we talked about Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day now. If you haven't watched those, go check them out because they're awesome.
I'm a big fan of St. Suckett's Day.
Yeah, St. Suckett's Day was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Did you get pinched at all? Did you wear green on actual St. Suckett's Day?
I didn't go out.
Oh,
I went out for dim sum and I wore green.
You did?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
I also did. I did nothing. So No fun for me here. All right. So we all kind of know Easter as like the resurrection of Jesus Christ and all of that. And then you wonder, where the heck does this Easter Bunny come into? Okay. So it really goes back to Europe because, our history is actually quite recent over here, really.
Yeah.
And over there, it's known as an Easter hare. So hares, way back in the time of whatever, they were given ritual.
Time of lore.
Yeah, the time of lore. I like it. Because I didn't actually write down the time. Well, the Neolithic age. Oh. Do you know what age that is?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
But it's Neolithic. Okay? You can Google it. So hares were given ritual burials with humans during that time period. Okay. And archaeologists now have kind of interpreted that as that they were a symbol of like rebirth.
Okay.
All right. So even then, like 1,000 years later, Julius Caesar is saying that in Britain, hares weren't eaten because of the religious significance that they had.
Rebirth. They also procreate at an alarming rate.
A very alarming rate. I mean, we're probably going to make a lot of jokes about that today.
Are the symbol of birth.
That's right. So, in the Greek world, like the Greek times to like Renaissance, hares were also seen as a symbol of sexuality, like you were just saying. And
I feel cute. Like I wish I had a little pom-pom on my butt.
I wish you did too. It would give me a reason to touch your ass. Sorry.
Let's think about that for later.
Yeah, next podcast. Rabbit's gone wild. Or we like bunnies. We're like, what are they called? Playboy bunnies?
Yeah, they are Playboy bunnies.
Mm.
You know what? One of the episodes that we have coming up in like 2-3 weeks is going to be on sex. So we might have to bring the bunny ears back.
And I'm going to get you a tail.
Okay.
And a onesie bodysuit thing. Bustier.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay. Anyways. This is something that I read that was interesting. Virgin Mary is often shown with a hare or a rabbit.
Is she?
And here's I'm sorry, I'm going to say this out loud. Because she overcame sexual temptation. And then I'm just kind of like, did she though?
All right.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want to go there. You can go there if you want to go there. But I thought it was interesting because I'm like, I mean, we all know, okay, biologically how things work.
I was raised very Catholic. Very, very Catholic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, the wheels are turning and I'm thinking how to say this as nicely as possible. This should help.
No, you've already dipped into yours.
Yeah, I did. So I am trying to be nice because I love my family and I love where I come from.
We should have had carrots in here.
You just believe some stupid thing. So.
It's really good. Okay.
With the virgin birth, which has nothing to do with, well, it's probably around her conception time, actually. Anyways, around her time of conception, as the story goes, she was conceived by God and not by her betrothed Joseph, who...
They're probably doing things in a hot tub somewhere.
I'm not saying that. So let's say Joseph's not the father, and let's say someone else is, or some other being is, and they're the dad. Does that mean that even afterwards, and then when her and Joseph were married, was she a virgin forever? You ask Catholics and they will say yes.
They never,
ever. Like, she was an eternal virgin after that.
So is Joseph gay and Mary was his beard? Or so to speak, or...
Oh, so that's very, like, you know what? Maybe he was gay. Maybe she was raped, because at that time, like, if you were raped, you would be stoned. Like, it would have been her fault. And so, you know, who knows what happened or how she came to be pregnant.
Back it up.
But she did.
This is not something I knew. You would get stoned if you got raped.
Yeah.
Because, like, you showed too much ankle?
Yeah, you were asking for it. Or something. I don't know. Like, men can't help themselves. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Oh, but for sure.
Yeah.
That just sounded like a very, like, I don't even know.
It's like my Fargo came out.
Don't you know? What a boot. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Okay. So whatever. Those are some kind of like tidbits that I first came up with. So, excuse me. So it's mostly like English and German folklore that actually connect Easter and the bunny. And it has nothing to do with Christianity, but maybe it does. Stay tuned. Pause for this brief break. Things go our way, there'll be a commercial playing, and that's why. All right. So, where do I want to start with all this? So, okay, let's go back to like the witchy time, okay?
Okay. I like witches.
Yeah, it is. It's super, super, super interesting.
Okay.
I'm just making sure I'm on the right page here. Okay, literally. Okay, witches are involved because it was said back in the witchy time that they would take the form of a hare.
Okay.
All right. To cause mischief. And they would like steal milk from cows. That was like the biggest example given. And so they would eat.
Wait. The hares would suck the titties of the cows?
I don't know if they would suck the titty of the cow or if it was like storks, but I feel like in that time, like it was like milked and then used. Was it not?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't being stored anywhere, really.
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to chew on that for a minute.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, all right. So, it became a tradition to eat the hares around that time to scare the witches away. Because, you know, like if the witches saw them being all like, oh my God, I'm not going to take the form of a bunny because then they're going to eat me.
Right.
Okay. So this is the kind of like the start way back in the time of like, I know I kind of like feel like I missed this part there in my research, but I read it. So it's like here, but it's not coming out there. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
I'm with her.
You're following?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, okay, so this is where rabbits is introduced to this whole thing is that they're going to eat them because they could be witches. And then it was also said, like, they believe that the witches of winter should be banished at Easter time, because Easter is a time of, like, new life and rebirth and blah, blah, blah. So it's a good time to, like, out with the old, in with the new.
So did they eat them more or eat them less?
They would eat them at Easter time.
Oh, at Easter
Yeah,
time.
I don't know if they did the rest of the time, but specifically it was, like, traditional to eat it at that time to scare the witches, to banish the winter witches. So, I mean, I want to look further into this. Maybe there's summer witches and spring witches and, you know, winter. I don't know why winter witch, but that's there.
Okay.
All right. So then Jacob Grimm. So this is the guy from, like, the Grimm's brothers, right? With those fairy tale guys. This is about 1835 now. So he believed that the Easter hare was connected to a goddess who would have been called Ostera. And so that name, Ostera, it was derived from Oster, who was also a goddess, or like the same person, but just different pronunciation maybe of the name. And Oster is named by a monk named Bede, and he's considered to be the father of English.
Huh? Okay. Like,
I'm sorry, English history. I missed a word there.
Oh.
Very keyword. English history. So, like, he was like...
I was like...
Yeah.
Like the language or the country or
of written, like, English written history.
Okay.
So, not in terms of, like, the language English, but the country, like the...
Like, he started to write it down.
Yeah, and started to be like, we need to, like, actually, like, write this down. All right. Okay. So this monk guy noted that in 8th century England, April was also called Ostermonth, or something like that, however they would have said in their German accents. And so he thought that the name Oster came from that. And he said
Did you know that English is a Germanic language? And so, like, a lot of their words
are the same.
Yeah.
My mom is German, so I've grown up, like, I mean, I don't know how much she speaks anymore, but.
Okay.
But yeah, so he stated that her name became assimilated into the Christian celebration of the resurrection of Christ. Yeah.
So Oster became Easter, Yeah.
Okay. And
you can't read your own right?
No, pretty much that's what's happening. Yeah, I feel like I missed a part of this. So, and there's actually current research that's happened not that long ago that supports that they can find in, like, England and Germany, like, in their history, that Oster was worshipped that way. So
it's almost like a blending of the religions then.
Well, and some of this too goes back to, like, different, like, pagan rituals too, with, like, the Easter bunny and stuff like that, or the Oster hare is what they might call it, or Osterhaus, or isn't that a fun word?
It is.
Anyway, so basically, I mean, the point of everything that I'm trying to say that's not coming out, like, super, super, you know, is that there seems to be truth in all of these things that we're all like, where did the Easter bunny come from? That has nothing to do with the actual religious aspect of the Easter holiday, but it does.
Yeah, so it's kind of different beliefs at that time that all kind of got, like, led into the same.
Well, and some of the other stuff that I read was talking again, like, about how when we talked about, was it Valentine's Day? Yeah, Valentine's Day. And the pagan rituals.
Yes.
And then there's a certain aspect where all of a sudden, like, when Christianity kind of, like, took over, where they would, like, adopt, like, certain traditions that they would have, but, like, change it slightly.
Yeah.
Or, like, take, like, the super, like, awful part of it out of it.
That came after time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my last note here is, like, the Easter bunny was a thing before Christian celebrations of spring and the resurrection of Christ were a thing.
Huh. That's super interesting.
Yep.
So, and
there's your botched history
lesson.
Did
you read anything about keeping the rabbit's foot and that being lucky? Was that...
No, that was nowhere in my research.
No?
What do you know about it?
Well, I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Because pagans and witches keep body parts for things sometimes.
We gotta do an episode on witches.
Oh, we should. We should have a witch guest. A witch guest.
I want a witchy guest.
I would love to have a witch guest, or, like, someone come and read our cards, which is really Christian Easter and all of that kind of stuff.
We're going to find somebody. You're all going to learn way too much about me.
Yeah.
So tell me about, do you have Easter traditions?
Do we have Easter? Well, when I was a kid, that was one of the holidays that we always got together with our family. We've got a big Catholic family, so everybody would go to Grandma's house and we would all go to church together, and you'd wear like your Easter, that was like your time you got to wear like your Easter dress, and you got to dress up and be cute. And
do your kids still like, or did they when they were smaller? I guess now they're older.
Yeah, my kids are big.
But like, what was like an Easter dress thing for them still? Because
yeah, so, well, we did. So there was like a couple of flower girl dresses that like hung around my mom's house. And so in particular, I remember one Easter where we would all go to my mom's house because that became the new gathering point for, my sister and I and our kids. And, there's 5 kids between us. And so, but I remember the 2 youngest girls like wearing these flower girl dresses and Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse ears. And they were like running around, and my parents had just built a new house. And so like the backyard was undeveloped, but it just had like a lot of like dirt piles and stuff like that. Like they were in the middle of fixing things because it's just spring, right?
Right.
So, we went out and we hid like a ton of candy in like all the brick piles and like, little like dirt piles and stuff like that. We just hid candy everywhere. And we found chocolate and candy for like the next 2 years.
That's amazing.
Like it was,
I couldn't find it all.
But I just remember the kids running around. It was like too cold to wear like just the flower girl dresses, but like the kids were like, it's like Easter time. Like you don't want to cover up the costume. And so they're just wearing like these scarves and like running around, and I don't know. That's a precious memory for me.
I love that.
So
my kids love Easter.
Yeah.
I mean, they love the gifts at Christmas, but they love Easter.
Yeah.
They love the hunt. Like so much that at Christmas this year, we did like a hunt with like sometimes when I get together with my sister, we do like a saran wrap ball game.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever done that. So, but this year I was just like, we should do like a hunt instead. And like, each kid can find 5 things or whatever it is. And
they love
the fun.
I like hiding the candy and then eating it sneakily also.
Yeah.
I have a wicked sweet tooth. I do very much love candy. So
I got something for you.
What? I'll be right back. Is it more ears?
No, it's not more ears, but I bought you something.
Is it a cotton
when
tail?
You said that you love candy, I just remembered that I bought us.
It's candy.
I brought my favorite.
The Caesar's going to become unpleasant real quick.
All right. I have in no way been paid to endorse this product, but everyone knows these are the best.
Mini eggs.
Mini eggs.
You know what? They're like the crunchy candy outside and the creamy chocolatey inside is just the perfect combination for an Easter treat.
For this bunny.
Not a sponsor yet.
Yeah. Come on, Cadbury. All right.
If you could sponsor anyone, who would it be?
If I could sponsor anybody, I would sponsor this podcast.
That was clever.
Right? Well played.
So clever. Yeah.
I have moments. Brief, fleeting, flying through
what I
moments.
meant, if you could endorse any product.
Oh, if I could endorse any product.
Who are you targeting? Will I eat this delicious?
A travel company.
Expedia Cruises. We're looking at you. Not cruises. You like boats. Change her mind.
We're up to 30 followers.
Are we? Hey, what's up?
I mean, probably a total of 100 throughout all of our different platforms. So, big deal over here.
The travel one's really good. I also am looking at Jeep.
Ooh, yeah, vehicle ones would be good.
Yep.
Alcohol companies.
Do you have an advice question today?
I do, but I have another question for you first.
Okay. If you have one, then I want to ask one because I had a friend that submitted one and we're kind of hovering that topic right now.
Oh, okay.
So
do you want to save it? Or do you want to ask it right now?
No, I think you should save yours for the advice part.
I have one more question for you though.
I'll just like slide this in.
Okay, slide it in.
Okay. That's dirty. So, the question that she submitted was, how old, like when should you stop doing Easter baskets for your children?
Never.
Never? I think traditionally in my family, it's been like once you have a child, you have now foregone your Easter basketing.
Giving up your vagina
your children.
And your firm skin.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough. And now you got to give up the Easter basket.
Yeah. That being said, if my mom was, or my dad, but I think it would just be more likely that my mom would do it and or hear this, is that
come on, Dad.
If she did a basket for me, it would be so freaking good.
Yeah.
Because she would include like jewelry or a clothing item, and she like knows me well enough that she would freaking nail it.
Mm-hmm.
So that.
I think I'm going to be the type of parent that it'll be some version of it. Like when they're old enough to drink, it'll be like, go grab your empty 6-pack carrier and go find
fun.
Yeah. I hope I'm that mom.
I could be that mom.
I tell my kids with all of the things, as long as you believe it still happens.
What are you doing this Easter?
I am hosting. So that's, so much fun for me.
Family or friends?
Yeah, family. There are people in this world that are hosters. And there are people in this world that are not. I happen to be the latter.
We're usually hosters. My mom has invited us over there, of course, and our friend group has invited us over there, of course. But my youngest is graduating this year, and so we're going to do our grad trip. And so we actually leave Good Friday, and we're going to via rail trip. Stay tuned for videos from that.
I hadn't even heard about this trip yet. Yeah. Well, you probably told me,
but we're via railing from Saskatoon to Vancouver. And that's what I'm going to do for Easter.
So I've done a trip like that.
The whole damn weekend.
I've done a trip like that before. Yeah. So I was born in Quebec, and so my mom and dad were there, and then that's when they split. And so the cheapest way for my grandma to get my mom and us 3 girls from Montreal to Saskatchewan was on a train.
Oh.
So I was like 3.5-ish, I think, somewhere in there. I actually have memories of it. I remember like nice people. There was this gentleman that was traveling with his granddaughter, and he bought us all Smarties.
Fun.
I remember that.
That is so fun.
Yeah. So I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Okay. How do you feel about holidays that are rooted in religious beliefs or whatever? And do you celebrate that part of it? And if you don't, how do you feel about that?
Well, this is not exposing at all.
I'll be just as honest as you are.
No. Okay. This is actually a really good question.
So actually, Rachelle, you actually had a good question.
So religious holidays bring up the most nostalgia for me, because we would go get together as a family, and there's usually a big meal, and we would all go to church. So whether it was like Christmas or Easter or just regular Sunday, if our family was together, we were going to church. And so, excuse me, we have that problem. So there's definitely a religious component to it. If I was to today go to my grandma's house for Easter, absolutely 100%, I would go to church. I would do the hokey pokey and
turn yourself around.
Yep. I would do all the things, and I would wear respectable clothing and all the things that she's taught me to do and say. And I would do all of that. Do I buy into it? No. Do you feel guilty though ever? Because I feel like mostly grew up not Catholic, but similar, our holidays were celebrated religiously, and not to the 10th degree, like how Catholics do, but church praying, this is Jesus's birthday at Christmas and, all that stuff. But now that's not what I've been doing in my home. At all. Christmas is Santa comes. I did for a while.
They understand.
When my kids were really little, I was still quite religious, I would say. And yeah, we did it for a long time. Like I would say till my youngest was 3. And then I didn't anymore.
Stay tuned to find out why. I don't think she's going to tell us today.
Not today.
When we get to 100 subscribers, we'll spill the tea a bit more on
the religious debacle.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Nothing against it. You do you. Yeah, I feel like, for a while I would feel guilty because then sometimes there's a part of like Christmas that would feel empty because it was kind of like, when you think about it, it's like, okay, so literally what I'm going to do is spend more money than I have to buy presents because that's like what you do at this time of year. So
yeah, I'm probably not going to do Easter baskets. I do them for my grandkids.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much.
It's both the kids, really.
Yeah, it's both the kids. The grandbabies will get a basket. It'll probably include bubbles. They could blow bubbles all the live long day.
My son, he's 9, and he's like, I know the Easter Bunny's not real. He's like, that is a man in a bunny suit. And I'm just like,
yep.
That's right. Yes, the mall bunny is not real. If that wasn't the most obvious one of all of them.
It's like the Easter Bunny on crack. It's dirty.
It looks like it, though. It does. It's almost funny. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's, I apologize for my research.
No, I think that was good.
You think it was good? I shouldn't apologize. I'm not sorry.
We're not sorry.
Nope.
You get what you get.
I had other things to do.
And you don't get upset.
That's right. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Hope you all have good holidays.
See you, Easter.
Good talking.